Hello everyone, I'm Kimberly from Dirt Floor Fibers and welcome to my first ever vlog. I figured I would get the ball rolling with a unboxing of my latest fiber haul from Paradise Fibers. Now I'm hoping to get my own fiber store up and running online at dirtfloorfibers.com this January, which is just a few weeks away. And that store is going to feature things that were processed myself, so raw fleeces that I turned into uh, carded bats that you can use for spinning, as well as hand spun yarns that I've done myself and some hand dyeds as well. But even though I have 6 fleeces in various stages of preparation inside my house right now, with another fleece that's currently soaking and 2 more still waiting, washing upstairs in my office, I wanted to get a little bit more inventory ready for the launch of my shop. So I went on a little shopping spree at Paradise Fibers. I can even show you the box. Giant haul right here. And those are all things that have already been dyed and processed just so I could get some more hand spuns up and ready to go. I haven't gone through my box at all yet. You cannot even imagine the amount of self-control it took to not dive into this box of fiber as soon as I got it in the mail last week. But I wanted to wait until I had a chance to actually do a little bit of filming. So I'm just going to dive in and get started. And actually, the first thing in the box that I've pulled out has a little bit of a backstory to it. So I've always resisted doing yarn of the month clubs or knitting pattern of the month clubs because it seemed like for every 1 month, one box that I was super excited about, things that I absolutely would love to get my hands on, there were 3 or 4 more that either were not my style at all or just wouldn't have been things I would have been interested in if I were buying it on my own. I tend to be a very um, I tend to really like natural colors, deep earth tones, things of that nature. But when I saw that Paradise Fibers had a Fiber of the Month club, I figured, what's the worst that can happen? You get a really ugly colorway, but you still have a lot of fun getting that spun up because, hey, fiber is fun. So I signed up, got my first box in October. And I was really excited because, Halloween, black, silver, deep reds, maybe something in a pumpkin spice sort of colorway. Opened the bag and I pulled out this Corydale wool top in the color of Trick or Treat. And if you take a look at it, I don't know if this is in focus or not, but basically it looks like Halloween threw up. It's absolutely horrendous. Um, Neon greens and pinks, and it's all striped together. And I thought, this is exactly what I was expecting from a monthly box. Something that I would never ever choose to spin on my own. But hey, it's Corydale, which I love. I actually have a Corydale fleece inside drying right now. This is some of the fiber. It's this beautiful, let's see again, I figure out how to be able to get my camera into focus. But this beautiful fluffy fiber, it's kind of a medium staple, see, compared to my hand, staple length with this great crimp to it. Love Corydale. So I was like, okay, I'll give it a spin, see what happens. So I sat down at my spinning wheel in front of my TV, spinning away as I was watching. And then I stepped back and looked at the singles I created. I don't have many more because I've applied them all up. But in the end, came up with this yarn. Now, from far away, it just has kind of an muted purple sort of look, which is much more my colorway than this sort of neon-y, whatever it is. But when you get up close, you can actually see all the little different colors that went into it. So the pinks and the purples and the greens. And it actually turned out to be something that I really love. I've learned my lesson. I am not going to complain about getting a colorway in my Fiber of the Month box because things that I never would have spun on my own actually turned out to be something really awesome. And I actually went back and got another back. So I'll be able to get a couple more skeins of yarn out of this one. So that's that one. Have a lovely bag of Merino wool roving in Cabo. Now, as much as I try to avoid merinos, I love merino, it's super soft, it's beautiful, everyone loves merino, but everyone does merino. So I like to feature some other types of wool, but this is such a joy to spin up. I have found that Paradise Fibers, everything they do, it just drafts really easily and ends up being a beautiful yarn in the end. And you can see with this, it has some blue, some teal, a little bit, might be black or a really, really dark navy. But this is going to be a really super soft, beautiful, subtle yarn when it's all finished. I have 32 ounces of that, so I'd have to do a little bit of math, but I usually make up my skeins in either 4 ounces or 100 grams. I know I'm switching systems, but it just kind of depends on how much fiber I had available to begin with. This is the one I am probably most excited about. So I have, ever since I've seen those like how to paint galaxy pictures, we have the black background, they add now the nebulas and the stars. I've wanted to do a hand-dyed colorway that has kind of a galaxy look to it. Well, I happened to find this at Paradise Fibers. It's literally called Galaxy Blend. I got a huge haul of it. I got 3 pounds of it. And it goes a little bit outside of my love of natural fibers, but it's a blend of merino, silk, and what they call glitter merino, which looks like it's just this really super reflective, I don't even know. So it's gonna have a little bit of sparkle to it anyway. But again, super crazy soft. It's gonna draft beautifully into a spun fiber. But you can see it's got some hints of pink and purple and some bright blues and the black. And so again, this is going to create a really soft, really beautiful, subtle yarn with a little bit of sparkle to it, which again, sparkle is not usually my thing. But if it's going to be in the galaxy, you might as well have a little bit of sparkle. My other box. So this was a little bit of a gamble. Paradise Fibers also does a kind of a lucky dip sort of bag of mixed merino fibers. And the reason why I wanted to give those a try is I learned my lesson with the Halloween colorway that I need to try new things. And I figured this would be a great chance to sample some of their solid colors before purchasing more on its own. And I was not disappointed. I got 2 bags of this lucky dip. Really beautiful colors that are going to spin up well together. I'm not sure what I'm doing with that neon pink, but since it turned out well in the Halloween fiber, I might blend it up with something else. And some more great colors over here. I'm not entirely sure how much is in there. I'd have to weigh it up. It doesn't say on the bag. Got another. This is an interesting way of packaging it. It must be, no, yeah, I have no idea how they packaged it this way. But this is the Aquarius Blend. They have a whole series in what's called the Constellation range. This is a merino silk blend. So just like the Galaxy Fibers, it's going to produce a really, really soft yarn. And you can see the colors in here. There's kind of the lime green with some darker blues and some lighter teals with a white running through it. I'm really excited to get that spun up. And my last colored yarn in this box is from that same Constellation range, but this one is in the colorway of Hydra. And again, because it's that silk merino blend, it's gonna be super soft and gonna draft really easily for spinning. And you can see this one has more of a red overtone with the blue and some orange and white running through it. So I'm super excited to get that spun up to show you as well. Now the last thing in my giant box of fiber is actually Corydale cross wool top. Like I said, I absolutely love that fiber. I've got 14 pounds of it, 13 pounds of it, sitting inside the house waiting to be spun up. But I wanted to be able to hand dye some of my own roving so that I could do custom colorways in an already prepared roving or top. So I have recently purchased some of the Malabrigo. It's called Noob, and it's their line of dyed rovings. I'm going to do a blog post on that as well, but I was a little underwhelmed with the dyeing. While it looked really jewel tone and beautiful on the outside, once I started spinning it and opening up the rovings, a lot of the inside was hardly dyed at all. The first one I did was really felted. Big splotches of just plain white fiber in the inside. The second one I had was a little bit better. The color was pretty muted on the inside, but it did make it all the way through. So like I said, I'll do a blog post on that as well. But I wanted to have some fiber, some of this inside the house as well, but some more fiber that I could dye up in my own colorways as well. And that is the end of my first ever unboxing from Paradise Fibers. If you want to check out their fibers as well, it's just paradisefibers.com. And I hope to see you in my own store in January at dirtfloorfibers.com. See you later.